The Sky in Their Eyes is a collection of Janetta Waters Evins' poetry focusing on the stories of her family, friends, and neighbors. Janetta loved the people of Cheyenne County and continually celebrated their pioneer spirit in her art and her poetry. I remember Dad and the way he loved the earth and the changing seasons. In the spring, when the sun's rays first rose above the horizon, he climbed on his tractor and headed for his fields. He breathed deeply the scent of tender green things. He witnessed the miraculous process of Earth's rejuvenation. The smell of freshly turned earth filled his soul. In memory, he returned to the days not so long ago when he had followed his father's horses behind the plow. From the hill, he looked down on his own farmstead. To the south and west once stood the sod house, which was his boyhood home. How complete his life seemed at that moment. Can a man ask for more? He wondered. And he was satisfied. The fallish weather brought other falls to him. The memory of harvests laid by, the feed in the shock, and the corn being shucked. Nostalgia for time gone by overcame him. He thought, I will go and visit the farm where the youth of my days was spent. I will walk again the places I know. I will sit on the steps of the old house and remember, today I will live again my young years. With quickened steps, he approached the old place. When he reached the locked gate with the no trespassing sign, he turned and walked away. The years descending on him like falling leaves in autumn. I thought that she knew all the answers, held a key to a heaven above. Someday I planned to ask her how I too could share in his love. She was old and feeble and dying. Her life was fast fading away. I drew close to hear her whisper, will there really be a brighter day? Was it only yesterday I saw my neighbor walking in her garden with her sunbonnet on? She strolled about her yard, stooping now and then to tidy up, kneeling to inspect the newborn leaf. The first spring-like day brought her out to live among her growing things. Her look of such contentment evoked in me a kind of soothing calm. Today, they auctioned off her treasured things. The crowd in gala mood walked on her lilies of the valley and trampled her daisies into the ground. Grandmother was part of the land, with the wind in her hair and the sky in her eyes. She stood through life's storms and smiled. Aunt Merle, a daughter of the prairie still, whose many years had marked her face with laughter lines and lines of grief, her back unbent by life's storms, she only flinched with the pain that would fell the hearts of weaker ones. She, when the tragic news was told, resumed her pose of self-control and wondered if the rain would fall to perk the corn and raise the wheat before the winter freeze. On a crisp November morning, in the distance, so it seems, I can hear the sound of shuckers by their wagons, drawn by teams of horses. I remember Buck and Charlie, Prince and Bill, partner sharing work at harvest. Yes, I think I hear them still. A sound quite like no other, as the shucker picks the corn, throws it against the wagon. Bangboard! Breaks the silence of the morn. A man found his private dream. He built his house in the valley between the rolling hills. Here, protected from the Kansas wind, he lived his life with those he loved. When his time had run its course, his house became home for many who chose to live in the valley between the rolling hills. He had faith in the order of things. He knew that life's plan was not of itself. Because he had found life good, he assumed that death would follow in that pattern. For as surely as harvest follows the sowing, he accepted the fact that it was to be. The feet long gone, his shoes remain to tell of miles walked in the rain, of snowy slush and dusty lane. The shoes, his only claim to fame.